Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. This is the Loshak in the Bag show for Friday morning, August 3rd. We're coming off how did yesterday's go? I had a small winning day in MLB, and WNBA went terrible, right, Jim?
You 1-3 WNBA. I had a winning day until the Mariners game, and caught me.
Yeah, the Mariners game. That was a tough one. How do you know when a team like Toronto is going to be good or not?
They're a tricky team, but this Mariners team, I think, is fraudulent. D. Gordon got hurt. I think they fall out of the race, and I think they fall out of the wild card race. Now, I like Marco Gonzalez today, but we will get into that later. No, last start 2-0 WNBA. Yeah, it was tough. Zach Kenkel, who was coming back from Vegas, gave us his 2 plays and hit him. But I think we'll get back in action. I didn't fall for the NFL trap, and I didn't fall for the Saskatchewan Roughriders trap. I hit that with the under for the Eskimos. So it wasn't a horrible day, but not the way it didn't end the way I wanted it to. It started terrible and ended terrible.
Yeah, kind of weird stuff. The Minnesota game, I didn't look into that one, but based on what everyone was saying, I thought that Minnesota would be at least competitive, and if not get the win in a low-scoring game, get maybe a team total over cover in a high-scoring game. But what happened there? I didn't even look into it. Godmother 87 says I was terrible in WNBA yesterday. Sometimes it's a good sign if you have a losing day at the same time that an obvious person who knows what they're talking about has a losing day.
It's the first week after the break. If you just did 10% of your action in each sport, instead of doing the full card, just did 10% of it for the week following the All-Star break. I mean, we saw it happen to me in baseball a week after the All-Star break. I lost like 20 units that week.
Yeah, I had a bad first week as well, although not that bad because I was taking it easy. As you can see from the graphic up there, though, I had a feeling I was having a pretty good week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, overall, that's my record. Up 14 units, 19% ROI. That's mostly from MLB, although I did have a nice 5-unit plus situation in MMA as well, but slight losing week in WNBA. So overall, I'm having a pretty good week,
That's
Jim.
Gorgeous.
Pretty nice, right? Pretty nice, right? I just kind of realized I was having a good week and decided that I was going to, track and see what it was. And also, the birthday pick did lose yesterday. Finally. So what is that now? 13-3 on the birthday picks overall since John Garcia started tracking it.
13-3. Yeah, that was a crazy game. I don't know if you caught this comment by Brand. Is it gone already? Brandon Foster. Shout out to he tailed Ace Farmers over as a Red Sox Yankees, and he hit over 20 runs prop bet at plus 2,638
on the Yankees game, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, that one just goes to show you. When I first saw that line, I thought the total, like I said, I hit it on the over 10 immediately, and I thought it was going to be like 10.5 in the morning show yesterday, but it wasn't. It actually gotten bet down. I did stick to my guns though. I did take the first 5 overs and everything. I bet the full game over, but didn't have balls to give that one as a pick. It did wind up getting bet up to 10.5 by the evening show. But I'm not exactly sure why the total was so low. I mean, I saw some stats where it was like CC was like 9-1 to the unders in his last whatever games and stuff like that. But I was surprised that the total was that low, and obviously other people were feeling the same way and cashed with it, right?
Yeah, it was a tricky day yesterday. When King Rail and Godmother have tough days in WNBA, it's just a tricky day. I think we're going to get back at it and get that cash again today. There's a lot of nice opportunities. We got Johnny Manziel starting at quarterback, which is probably too soon. We got a nice baseball card. I see a lot that I like. I'm looking forward to break it down. We got a ton of games to break down.
All right, so let's jump into it right now. Anthony L says, I told everyone Red Sox yesterday. Let's see. And what do we have going on there? All right, Jimmy the Bag, why don't you pick a game that you're thinking about here?
Cash Action Bets says, Jimmy, you didn't go ahead and jump on Toronto. Yes, you're right. I never said I went ahead and got on Toronto.
No, he went ahead and got on Seattle, and he lost 3 units. What's he talking about?
And $400.
I think he's probably talking about that he recommended that you go on Toronto.
Oh, probably. Because you know what? Cash Action Bets, I followed him on Twitter yesterday. On the first day of following him, he made me $220. He convinced me to take the Dodgers And I came into the late show and said I'm going to take the Dodgers. That's Cash Action Bets who made me $20 in one day following.
Very nice, very nice. Shout out to Cash Action Bets. All right, so let's see. What do we have going on here? I'm just looking at the comments. Why don't you pick a game that you're thinking about?
Let's get to this early game.
Yeah. All right.
Let's get to this early game.
Okay.
I kind of feel like the Cubs bats will wake up after that poor showing. I was very uncomfortable with Erlin yesterday. He looked so good coming out of the bullpen, and he carried it over into the game. Tyson Ross, I feel like, is susceptible. Game time, 76 Fahrenheit. The wind's blowing in around 7-8 miles an hour. Ross, 6-8, 4.41 ERA, 1.32 WHIP. Those numbers continually are getting worse and worse. Now it's 50 walks, and those 118 in the third innings. Won one of his last 10 starts, excuse me. He's allowed 4 runs in 5 innings last outing against the Diamondbacks. He's always pitched well against the Cubs, but I feel like the Cubs can get their shit together. Quintana, 9-7, 4.26 ERA, 1.42 WHIP. He looked awful last out against the Cardinals. He's a pitcher I don't really trust, but this is a Padres team that doesn't hit lefties there very well. They don't hit anyone well, but lefties, 234 with a 691 OPS. One start he's had against the Padres was last year, 3 runs, 7 innings. So I feel like the safest play for me. Oh, and Anthony L says, "How do you spell fraud, Mariners?" I completely agree with Anthony L. I think I'm going to jump on this Cubs team total over in this game.
The Cubs team total over. All right, just give me a second here. The Cubs team total over. Just give me a second here. The Cubs team total over on the full game. That'll be 4.5 minus 130 at Pinnacle. If you can find a better line somewhere else, by all means, shout it out, and we'll give you that one. The Cubs team total over. Yeah, this one I would hold on one second. The Cubs team total over.
Yeah, I think
hold on one second. All right, the Cubs team total. Yeah, 4.5 minus 130 is what we'll give you, unless you can find a better line somewhere else. Jimmy the bag.
I am looking.
Okay, over 4.5 minus 130. While you're doing that, I will mention a game that I'm definitely going to give a pick on. How about that? Yeah. There was no overnight line on this one, but I was, the pitching matchup and the team matchup is so stark that I was almost sure that no matter what, I was going to give a play on this one, and that is Cleveland against the Angels, right? Berea, we know what the Angels were a big fade in the Tampa Bay series, and I feel like in general the Angels are are an overvalued team right now, right? Berea is a very vulnerable starting pitcher. Cleveland has that big lineup. It's not a huge line. I have to think about how many ways I want to go on this one, but to start, definitely Cleveland -1 is a play. That's one that's a play for sure. The best money line right now, -182. That's the line at sportsbetting.ag. And the best run line for Cleveland would be +105 at Bet365. So that's about a -140 line there for Cleveland -1. I'm just getting started though. I'm thinking 3 or 4. I might quintuple up on this game, Jim. I'm thinking that Berea is in a very vulnerable spot here, and I'm thinking about Cleveland team total overs. Clevenger might get touched as well a bit.
Might get touched, but
so
are you
I'm leaning
expecting
over.
Trout to remain out of the lineup with the wrist injury?
It doesn't really matter.
But it does matter
because
for
the line
the
will
line.
move. Yeah, because if he's back in, if he comes in.
If you want the Indians,
You assume that the line is
I assume
assuming
the line is assuming Trout is out, but even so, I think when Trout is announced to be out, it'll get worse. For Cleveland.
I hear you, Jim. I'm just jumping on this right now. Not no-brainer play for me. Cleveland -1. If it loses, fine. But I'm taking it. That's just for starters. -182 on the money line. The run line for Cleveland would be plus 105. So that's a play there, -1. Cleveland on the team total overs is also a way that I'm looking. Definitely first 5, probably full game as well. Hold on one second. I just updating a page here. You have anything to say about this game or not really?
Well, yeah, I think you're on the right track.
Yeah.
I think I might just jump on it as well. Leonis Martin will be making his debut for the Indians. Berea making his first appearance against Cleveland. Angels have lost 10 straight in Cleveland, 4 straight overall. Clevenger does concern me a little bit. 0-4 in his last 4 starts with a 4.94 ERA. But he's always pitched well against the Angels. He was originally drafted by the Angels, 3-0 with a 2.95 ERA. Interesting. Tomer says I'd lean Cleveland first 5 run line. Andrew Miller may be back in this game, but I think it's going to take a little while to get rolling.
Pick number 2, Cleveland. First 5 innings, team total over 2.5 -120 at Heritage. That's the line at Heritage. It's -126 at Pinnacle.
I think
Pick number 2.
I'll jump with you on the mine, but I'll take -1.5 on the Indians.
Okay, Cleveland. Jim's going to take Cleveland. Run line +105, and I've just added the first 5 team total over 2.5 -120. Then we got. Then I'm thinking about the full game as well, which is where is that? Which is 5 -112, which is a little bit up there, but still appealing to me. And I got to think about, and I'm thinking maybe about all this shit. First, score in the first inning, yes. The full game over, the first 5 innings over. I don't know if I definitely want to do a quintuple up here, but I am doing well in baseball, which reminds you, mind if we throw the record up very quickly?
Come on,
look at this shit. Johan, you have the record. Let's see. Look at this,
Do you
Jim.
think I need to be afraid?
45 units, and I did leave a bunch of units on the table over the past couple weeks.
Are you setting me up for me to lose my shit? Is
Look
that
at
you,
yours.
like maybe I can get Jimmy to lose his shit by asking his permission to put the baseball record up?
No, I mean I was more concerned about time than I was about the record.
Because I thought we'd gone through this.
Oh yeah,
shit.
no. I was actually just thinking about time. I was thinking so now we've eaten more seconds up with the.
Yeah,
with
we've eaten more because you think I'm afraid to show
No.
my fucking record.
I was absolutely thinking. No, your record has been excellent since you've been climbing back up. I would think that I would be proud of your recent resurgence, Jim. All right, so let me think. What else do I want to do here? Any comments coming in on this Cleveland game? I think it's okay to quintuple up on.
Kobe says not a fan of Clevenger today.
Mm-hmm.
Tomer says Cleveland hits hard-hitting pitchers well. Hits hard-hitting pitchers well. They should match up with Barry, who has been much better at home. Nats, that's about the only. Tomer says I'd lean Cleveland first 5 run line.
Yeah.
I can understand where you're at. Josh Prakash says Cleveland not same team. And Angels starting to show signs of life. Risky game. I don't know what sort of signs of life. I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong, Josh Prakash, but this looks like a team that's terrible to me right now. I don't have where do I left the notes? I got so many goddamn pages.
Yeah.
But they've lost 4 straight. I don't see any signs of life. But I would like to move on. I would like the full game over in Reds Nationals.
Okay.
Is it okay to move on?
Yeah,
you want to stick on that?
You're gonna ask me if no, I'm kidding. Yes, it's okay to move on.
Game time, 79 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out. There is a chance of thunderstorms. Nats have won 6 of their last 8 games. They're hitting ferociously, outscoring their opponent 67-25. They won 8 straight against the Reds dating back to last season. I find DeSclafani very susceptible. 5.47 ERA, 1.35 whip. He's not looked very good since coming back off the DL. 3 runs, 5 hits over 4 1/3 in a no decision against the Phillies. 1-0 with a 2.45 ERA in 6 games against Washington. Gio Gonzalez is somebody I have not trusted all year long. And, we know that this Reds team can hit lefties. We know this Reds offense is cold. But they can hit lefties. 263, 754 OPS. I'm going to take the full game over in the Reds Nationals.
You're going to take the full game over in the Reds Nationals. All right, let me find that. I was definitely thinking that way as well, Jim. It opened at 9 though, and now there are no 9s available. Just 9.5 minus 107. So you want that one?
Yeah.
Damn, I wanted to take the 9.
Yeah, I should have just tweeted it out this morning.
Yeah, over 9.5 minus 107. Over 9.5 minus 107 is the line that we're going to give you. Sorry, I'm just entering some stuff here. I'm actually throwing in some bets while we talk here. Oh man, I wanted that one. And look what happened in the White Sox game. I wanted the 9. It didn't. I didn't have the balls to give it. It wound up being 9.5, and it did wind up going over, but it was lucky late. And I feel the same way about this one. I really wanted to take the 9 here, but it's 9.5. What about the first 5? Because I think the main reason we're liking the over here is just because both these starting pitchers are so vulnerable, right? DeSclafani.
That's part of it. To me, I actually do have a tiny bit of concern that Gonzalez can have an okay start. My real feeling is get to that Reds bullpen and destroy them.
Reds bullpen and destroy them. You're that down on the Reds bullpen, right?
Yeah.
You are that down on Reds bullpen.
Are you thinking National second half?
No, I'm thinking about I was thinking about the first 5 over, and I will take that one. It's at you wager 5 minus 120. I'll throw that one on there. Cincinnati, Washington, first 5 innings over 5 minus 120. Now, when I did this in the White Sox game, of course, the first 5 innings lost, and then the full game went way over. And the same thing might happen here. Maybe I'll join you at 9.5 or 9. It was 9 in the morning, right?
Yes, it was 9. It was a mistake.
Man. All right. Well, I'll take the first 5 innings over 5
SM
minus
says
120.
You can still get it at Bet365 at 9.
I'm seeing it at SBR odds 9.5. But if we can see that at Bet365, definitely will take that one.
Yeah, I'm going there right now.
I'm seeing it SBR odds 9.5. I was definitely agreeing with you on that one.
It's 9.5.
Yeah, it's 9.5. And I was also thinking about team total overs on this one as well. DeSclafani definitely seems vulnerable, doesn't he?
Definitely. We have a new commenter, Mr. Green, who said he was liking what he was seeing on the show. He says, will there be a rugby segment sometime? Pete's been smashing it.
Yes. Yesterday I had no picks on rugby.
I'm
planning on doing some rugby research for tonight. Yes, I will. I absolutely will.
We got some great rugby Capper. So yes, Mr. Green, you'll get rugby for sure.
All right, okay. There's so much to think about here. I'm just trying to think about. Okay, Cincinnati, Washington. So you're just all right. Well, we can move on. We can come back to it later on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the game I really want to jump on right now is Cardinals Pirates.
Okay.
Interesting. Maybe I should wait to hear what Twadi has to say because he's still studying this game. I know that Nostra already said he's really feeling moving towards the Cardinals here and fading Archer. I just feel like Gant is so susceptible. I'm thinking of maybe just a first 5 over in this game, but definitely I'm thinking the Pirates first 5 team total over or full game team total over. Unfortunately, maybe this full game, I wanted to talk this game out.
And wow, why did the line move 30 cents in Pittsburgh's favor? Is that because of Archer, you think?
Well, I mean, that's when what. To be honest, I think it's a mixture of Archer and then people questioning Gant. Gant has not looked good yesterday. First off, game time 77. Fahrenheit, wind blowing sideways. Chance of thunderstorms early. Cards are 8-7 since All-Star break. Pirates are 16-20. Ozuna left yesterday's game, and he looked sore all over, but he said it was just a corn. Corn on his foot.
Really?
He said he shaved it off and he's good to go.
Okay, it is 2018 now.
That sounds like a joke. Okay, Twadi says leaning unders in the Pirates game. That sounds like Josh McCosh says I lean Pirates. Cindy Fleer says Pirates. Wow, Lil Diskey really interested in that under. Wow, okay, that's very interesting. Kobe Valentine love Pirates, -1.5. Cash action bets on Cardinals, money line. But yeah, Ozuna said it's a corn, and he's good to go. Gant, though, looks susceptible to me.
Yeah.
Season low 4 1/3 against the Cubs. Now, I know the Cubs are a very strong, good hitting team. He allowed 2 earned runs, 3 overall, 2 homers. 0-1 with a 4.22 ERA, 4 appearances against Pittsburgh. I'm not entirely sure what Archer's going to give us. I haven't been entirely sure all year.
Yeah, I agree with you. My sense is that long term he'll probably. Actually, the truth is I really don't know. My guess is that there might be some pitching coach here who will shake him up a little bit, and he might have some short term success.
Is there maybe only one better pitching coach in the league?
Right. And if he starts throwing a bunch of sinkers, he might have some nice. He might string together some real nice quality starts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? Maybe I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I think maybe this game needs more study, and I'm thankful to have talked it out. I'll wait at this.
Okay, how about let's move on to the Yankees and the Boston game, okay? Sure. Because this is a game I bet on the overnight line, Severino against Porcello. I did say in the All-Star break that I was expecting some regression from Severino, and that has pretty much happened. Since the All-Star break, he's not had good starts. I mean, he's still getting strikeouts, but he's definitely been giving up home runs, and he might not be elite level right now. I'm thinking Yankees are the play here anyway, though, -1, and Yankees second half. What do you think? And over.
Your call on Severino regressing could have made people a ton of money. It was so
well, it's only been 2 games, but yeah.
It's been 4 weeks, so he's been
right. But I only made that call at the All-Star break,
I feel you. And back to that Pirates game, Twadi says Pirates lineup is a fade until Dickerson comes back. I'm thankful that I didn't make any moves. You know what? It might have cost me a half run not betting it, but talking it out here, I can get so much more confidence in what I'm doing. Severino versus Porcello, I tend to agree, but I don't have a play on this game yet. I don't really have faith in Severino. Game time 84 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out to left at double digits. Red Sox were missing Bogarts yesterday with bruised hand. I kind of assume he'll be out again. Blake Swihart left the game with a tight hamstring. I don't expect him in the lineup. Severino's allowed 19 earned runs in his last 20 innings.
Yes, I know. Yes.
That's crazy. 7 home runs, 33 hits.
I know.
3-5 with a 4.10 ERA in 11 career games, 10 starts, lifetime versus Red Sox. I remember his last start in Boston. There were some sharp guys, and I know they're here listening to the show right now. But I don't want to say I'm not exactly sure because it was months ago. But said they thought Severino was going to get touched in Boston. He got touched immediately. It was a high pressure situation. 1-2 with a 4.38 ERA in 5 games at Fenway. Benintendi smashes. Absolutely smashes Severino, 10 for 22. Moreland 5 for 15, but nobody else hits him hard. And then a bunch of guys hit Porcello hard. So, actually, not really. Just Gardner 16 for 52, Stanton 3 for 5. I take that back. Sorry, not the other guys don't hit him that hard. I'm not sure what to get out of Porcello. He did pitch 7 shutout innings. against the Yankees April 12th, but that's when he started very strong, and he's definitely regressed.
Well, I'm leaning Yankees here, Yankees second half, and also the over. I will make 2 official picks on this one just to start. Yankees second half minus 130. That's an official pick. Yankees -1 at the money line is minus 126. I believe the best money line is, that's at UWager, minus 126, and the best run line is plus 135. That's at Pinnacle, and I'm going to take that one. So Yankees -1, Yankees on the second half, and then I think this total, it's, again, I don't quite understand why this total is so low, but both of these starting pitchers, to my eye, look a little bit vulnerable. Not super vulnerable, but it's a very low total. I'd be leaning over, and I'd be leaning first 5 innings over as well, despite the big offensive explosions from yesterday. What do you think?
I am nervous. Yes, I do. My first instinct is yes. But I feel like I need a little bit more time just to sit and read what the comments are saying.
There's also rain in the forecast, so I might have 4 or 5 picks here that get completely rained out. But
yeah, I get it. I get it. What's that? Anthony L says Red Sox getting underdog price at home against a struggling offense and starting pitcher. Says, give me that free money.
I hear you. I hear you on that one. All right, I'm going to take a shot with the over. Heritage has 8.5 minus 125, but Pinnacle has 9 plus 107. I think there's probably some volatility involved here, so I'm going to take the over 9 at plus 107. Yankees in Boston. That game might get rained out, but we'll see. I am going to take the over on that one, and maybe the first 5 innings over as well, which is 4.5 and 5. And maybe some first time. I'd septuple up on this. The old septuple up on this game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, obviously we're in a time crunch because we started late and we need to get to all these games. But some things are more important than baseball.
Oh, no.
Some things are more. No, this is good. This is not a birthday. Some things are more important than baseball. And my man Q Peso, who had his baby during a show, you know, was capping throughout the day until, of course, now we named his sweet daughter Lobagalin.
Yes, we did.
I don't know what her actual name. We named her Lobagalin, but Q Peso's wife is watching for the first time right now.
My God! Yes,
what an incredibly sweet woman with what an incredibly sweet family. Can you please deliver a shout out to Q Peso's wife?
I have to. Okay, Q Peso's wife. Congratulations on being a mom. I'll be perfectly honest. A Q Peso's wife. Most of the times, like 99% of the times in life, when people say, "I'll be perfectly honest," they're about to lie their ass off to your face. Except for me. Right now, I'm not one of those people. I'm going to say that. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know how y'all women do. I don't know how women are moms. It's so much work being a mom. So hard. 24/7, and you don't even get to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's like a 24/7 job where you can't even sleep. But somehow they do it, right? Yeah. Congratulations. Welcome to motherhood. I don't know if this is your first baby, Q Peso's wife, but congratulations on your baby. No, you're going to be a great mom. And if you marry Q Peso, you have good taste. I'm jealous of the kid, actually.
For sure.
I'm jealous of the kid. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Huge shout out to Q Peso's wife. Have a great year and a great life.
Much love.
How was that? Was that okay?
Perfect.
Was that okay?
Beautiful.
All right. Okay.
Touching.
All right. In the meantime, I'm going to throw on Yanks Boston first half over 5 plus 110. Over 5 plus 110. I'm throwing that one on there. And then let's also look at some of these team total overs. Go ahead, Jim, if there's anything else you want to shout out.
I guess what's holding me back is just the, just the recency bias. Obviously, we saw them put up over 20 runs yesterday. And I don't just want to jump on it right now. What's the line movement, market movement being?
For what, the total?
That over, yeah.
For the total, it is, it's not really, not much movement. Bouncing around. It opened at 8.5 at Pinnacle, juiced to the over, and that's roughly where it is right now. So just kind of bouncing around. Not much of an opinion there. And plus, rain is in the forecast, which throws another little monkey wrench into things, Jim. Wow. And I want to take both the Yankees and you know what? All right. While I spaz out a little bit about this, why don't you hit another game that you want to talk about, Jim?
Absolutely. There's a bunch of games that I would like to make a move on and lock in right now. Let me get to one. Actually, these are question mark games. Here's one, a question mark game. I'm kind of hesitant, but I just feel like Junior Guerrera is now the pitcher that we thought he was when he didn't make the Brewers in the start of the season. And German Marquez looks like a beast at times. There's some times where I'm like, this guy has got ace material, but he just doesn't show it all the time. I have a lean here, and if I had kept scrolling down, I would have gone to games that I know I'm locking in. But I have a lean here to Rockies first 5. Game time temp 74 Fahrenheit, wind blowing in. Rockies are 24-12 since June 19th, 7-5 since after losing 3-4 to the Cardinals. Brewers, they finished their road trip 4-7. I mean, of course, they got destroyed last 2 games by Dodgers, but it's still a successful road trip. Marquez, 4.82 ERA, 1.38 WHIP, but he's been looking good. Return from paternity list against Oakland. Allowed 2 runs, 5 hits, 7 2/3 last time out. Struck out 8. Over his last 5 starts, 4-0 with a 3.03 ERA. Struck out 36 batters in 32 2/3. He's only walked 6. Now, Marquez is being lit up by the Brewers, but with such a young kid, it's only 3 starts. I think that's too small of a sample size. Took the loss May 10th. He started out so poorly. I feel like this is a different pitcher now. Guerrero has not made it through more than 4 innings in 2 of his last 3 starts. And the Brewers are tired. That's a flight back from Dodgers. Now, they flew Guerrero early, but Guerrero is a problem. This is a tired Brewers team is a problem. You know what? I think I've said enough. Anthony L says, Jimmy and I are on the same bet. If Anthony L's on it, then I trust it.
You think this is a tired? Because I was thinking that the Brewers might be the play here as a small home favorite, but you disagree with that.
No, I don't. We saw what happened when Wade Davis comes in. Although, I think that O and Ottavino are looking very strong. So, yes, that bullpen, blew up again yesterday. But I really feel like Ottavino and O look very strong. This is about as strong as I've seen O look in a couple of years. So no, I'm just focusing on first 5. I just think that we're going to deal with a tired team. I don't trust Guerrero, and I'm going to lock in Rockies first 5 right now.
Okay, that is definitely interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about. So wait, where did Milwaukee fly from again? I can't remember. Where?
LA.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of a big flight
That
there.
wasn't a short game either.
Yeah.
Kobe Valentine says, I think Brewers are the play. And Anthony L says, yeah, Rockies first 5, not full game. This isn't the Brewers are a better team than Cleveland. Dave LA says Brewers is the play. Sure. I'm on Rockies first 5.
All right, you're on Colorado first 5. The best money line is plus 110. We'll quickly check Pinnacle. You now like the Rockies bullpen.
No, I like is too much because I don't trust Wade Davis at the back of it.
Right. Actually, I'm giving you 111 at Pinnacle.
Okay, sweet. I just don't trust Wade Davis at the back of it. But man, the way Ottavino and O are pitching right now, they look strong. Cash Action Bet says Guerrero was already back in Milwaukee. He just flew earlier that day.
But the team is tired, you think, and it wasn't an early game.
That game was hours and hours. Yeah, I think the team is tired. So yeah, maybe they're upset about how they fared last night, and maybe they step it up late. But Red Girl says over in the Rockies game. My man King U about business says Marquez in the first 5 is a beast. Yeah, I like it. Happy we talked it out. Susana says, attaboy, Jimmy. Like this trend. Brewers are 1-7 in their last 8 home games following a road trip of 7 or more days. Ooh, that's a great stat, Susana. Doesn't Susana have the dopest stats?
He does. Wait, let me read that one again. Brewers are 1-7 their last 8 home games following a road trip or 7 or more days. Because I was leaning Brewers here, and I did bet that one on the overnight line. All right, I'll hold off on that one I'll hold off on that one. Yeah, Triple Beam says Guerrero was back. The hitters weren't. All right, let's move on. Let's pick another game that you want to think about.
Yes, I want to take team total overs for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I do not trust Chris Stratton. Giants have won 4 straight. They're playing good ball. Both teams dealing with losing players for the rest of the season. Giants have now lost Panda and Cueto for the rest of the year. Snakes have lost Jake Lamb. Stratton, 8-6, 5.14 ERA, 1.46 WHIP. I have not trusted this guy since he was a first-round pick. I've never trusted this guy. I always look at his stuff, and I think it's so hittable. He'll be making his first start since July 3rd in the majors. He gave up 11 hits, 8 runs against Colorado, but that was at Coors Field. He goes down to AAA Sacramento, starts 2 games, gets touched there. 11 innings in Sacramento, 15 hits, 6 earned runs, struck out 14 and walked 5. 1-1 with it. He's got good numbers against Arizona, good numbers at Chase Field, but I think that he's in his head right now. He knows he's not pitching well right now. Corbin is going again against the Giants. How many times? This will be the 5th time that they've seen him. He's looked awesome so far. I feel like at some point they're going to hit them.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to just take the Diamondbacks -1.5. What I'm going to do is take the Diamondbacks first 5 team total over and full game team total over.
I was thinking maybe another shot with San Francisco -1 as a big dog. Take a shot with it again. Yeah, I don't like Stratton. I agree with you. And Corbin, the reports of his expected decline were totally inaccurate. But I agree with you. I feel like at some point they might hit him. What's your take on the San Francisco bullpen right now? Is it still dog shit? Hard to say, right?
Well, we're waiting for it to improve, and maybe it's just never going to.
Yeah. All right. So what do you want here, Jim? Let's find your numbers.
First 5 team total over, full game team total over.
Okay, for Arizona.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was thinking about that way as well. All right. I will give you we'll give you the lines right now, unless you can find a better one. Arizona first 5. The full game team total over is 4.5 plus 100 at Pinnacle right now. Heritage might have a little bit better, and Bet365 might have a little bit better. Why don't you check that very quickly?
Sure.
And at the first 5 is 2.5 Arizona. First 5 innings, team total over 2.5 plus 105.
Plus 105.
Plus 105. That's 2 in the first 5.
Oh, okay.
But the full game is plus 100. I'm going to check Heritage right now for you, Jim. Yeah, I was thinking the same way. I was thinking that there might be value both with the Arizona first 5 inning team total over and with San Francisco, -1. The San Francisco bullpen is not that great. Let's just quickly get some comments that might be helping us out just a little bit here. Let me see what Heritage has here for the Arizona team total. 4.5 -105. Nope. And then the first 5 innings for Arizona. Let's see. Where is that one? 2.5 plus 100. All right. No. So we're going to give you first 5 innings, team total over 2.5 plus 105, and the full game team total over 4.5 plus 100, unless you find something at Bet365 that's better. All right.
Give me the best.
Man, yeah, I was agreeing with you. I was thinking about Arizona first 5 team total over and San Francisco maybe -1. Don't really want to take them on the second half line. But what's your take again? San Francisco bullpen? Any opinions? Dog shit?
Well, when Strickland punched the wall, broke his hand, it sent them back. Last year they go out and sign who they think is a stud. What, they give him $17 million a year, and he's coming in the 6th inning and looking so susceptible. Yeah, it's a weak bullpen. There's no getting around it. It's a weak bullpen.
Okay. All right. Let me see other comments coming in. Let's jump to a comment that Teddy B has here. Loshak and Jimmy, Dodgers money line, my favorite play so far this year. I think that might be hyperbole, but we get the point, Teddy B. Dodgers money line, my favorite play so far this year in MLB. Again, a little hyperbole, but point well taken. Revenge spot for them. Wood last time he faced Houston allowed only 1 run. Everyone is on Verlander. Dodgers win tonight. I was leaning Dodgers as well, and I think I'm going to make that one an official pick. What do you think, Jim?
There's let me get to it. Sorry.
The early money does appear to be favoring Houston, though. Slight 5-cent move in favor of Houston.
These last 3 games on the West Coast, the Dodgers, the A's, and Mariners, I feel like I just need more time to hammer them. So yeah, I'm gonna hold off making important decisions on these. But just I really like Gonzalez. I've liked being high on Gonzalez all year, and I expect him to pitch well. I've been sort of high on Blaine Hardy for the Tigers, but I just think the A's advantage with bats are so big. And then this Verlander Wood game just really scares me.
All right, well, I'm going to take a shot with the Dodgers -1 here. The best money line is plus 103, and that is at Bet Phoenix. And the best, and of course, the alternative run line is going to be plus 230. That's at Bet365. So I'm taking a shot with the Dodgers here at -1. That should be about plus 165 or so. I'm agreeing with Teddy B. Best bet of the year? I don't know, maybe, but I'm liking it enough to make it an official pick.
Kevin K says, why you guys never bet unders? Man, I certainly have more unders this year than overs, and certainly I could break the numbers down.
Sure, we take unders.
But I have more unders than overs this year.
Let me see. Other comments coming. Other games you want to discuss here. Let me see. Well, the Miami-Philly game is very interesting. Let's see. What else is...
Also, the Orioles-Rangers game.
It is Lucas Giolito Day. I forgot about that. Go ahead.
Are the Rangers bats so incredible that we should start taking them, especially when there's a guy like David Hess on the mound? Who mentioned it a second ago? Kingu, my man Kingu says, I think for the rest of the year we need to get the Texas Rangers full game over. Their pitchers are trash, and they have some good lefty hitters, especially against right-handed pitchers. And here is a very weak right-handed pitcher in David Hess. Game time temp 95 Fahrenheit. Wind blowing in strong, but it doesn't matter in Arlington. Rangers have now won 5 of 6. Odor is smashing right now. And Hess looks so weak. So weak. Now, he's looked fine in Norfolk. He's actually looked good in Norfolk, really good. 3-2, 3.15 ERA, 1.25 WHIP through 45 and 2/3, 44 Ks. But, God, he's not looked good in this show. This will be his first Major League start since June 29th. And he's just been killed up here. And then Gerardo never played AAA.
Yeah.
Was in AA Frisco. Looked very good there. 5-3, 3.28 ERA, 1.22 WHIP. He's looked good in the show. 4.22 ERA, 1.03 WHIP. That's just through 10 and 2/3. But should we just start taking the Rangers offense nonstop? Like, is this a Rangers minus 1.5 spot?
Yes. Well, Bryce Ruck says, "Wow, Loshak with a sharp call." I don't know why that would be such a massive,
So
cosmic shock to you, Bryce Rucks. But thank you for that comment. And I'm wondering which pick
it was
he
Dodgers.
is. Oh, it was the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Houston, as we know, is Correa and Altuve are still out, right? Of course they are, right?
Yes, Altuve's not even eligible until
so they're still a quality team, but not the juggernaut that they were. And Verlander, has still been getting strikeouts, but has been getting hit a little bit. And he's a guy who I think can be vulnerable. He's still racking up Ks, but giving up some runs, right?
Yeah. Man,
all right, let's try to keep it brisk. All right, here. Let's review all the picks, Jim, and then tell me if there's anything you want to add. Here are the picks that we've given so far. Jimmy the Bag has given Cubs team total over 4.5 minus 130. Cleveland run line. Cincinnati, Washington, over 9.5 minus 107. Colorado, first 5 innings, money line, plus 111. Arizona, first 5 team total over 2.5 and full game team total over 4.5. Those are all of Jimmy's official picks in MLB. My official picks so far: Yankees minus 1. Yankees second half minus 130. Yankees Boston over 9. Yankees Boston first 5 innings over 5. Cleveland minus 1. Cleveland first 5 team total over 2.5. Cincinnati, Washington first 5 over 5. And the Dodgers minus 1 at a big underdog line there. We definitely want to get into a Giolito day. Other plays I'm thinking about here. Let me just talk about my leans. I'm definitely thinking about not necessarily Arizona full game team total over, but first 5 team total over to hit Stratton. At the same time, I'm thinking about San Francisco minus 1 as a huge dog there. I'm also vaguely thinking about Toronto. I'm just look, I don't like Toronto. Obviously, Gonzalez is very good, but I'm just not sure that Seattle should be this big of a favorite against anyone. I think they're, kind of an overrated team. Detroit-Oakland is another interesting game. I was leaning, we didn't even talk about that one. I was leaning overs in this one, and Oakland. Detroit is pretty much a dog shit team, right, Jim? Pretty much, or not really?
You know what? I mean, the one thing we could, and I'm going to add on the Rangers online, but the one thing we talked about this Tigers team was that even against lefties, you want to take them against when they're big dogs against lefties, but even their numbers against lefties are just bottoming out. No power, no nothing. They're thinking about next year.
So I was thinking about Oakland again, Oakland team totals, stuff like that. Let me see, KC, Minnesota. I don't know. I'm just not sure. KC might be. We've seen this before in past years with KC. Where in when KC has a bad team in August and September, and they're a big dog game in and game out, they sometimes one way or another figure out a way to score some runs and have some value as a big underdog. The Colorado-Milwaukee game, again, I was thinking about Milwaukee minus 1, but there have been some great points made why you wouldn't want to take that. Other leans that I've got, quintupling up more on the Cleveland game over the Angels. The White Sox-Tampa Bay game we have to get into. I'm thinking that the White Sox might be, at this big of a dog, might be worth a shot. I don't know. Other leans, and also the Mets. I missed the early line. It's minus 130, but it's up to minus 142 now. And, I think we have to be a believer in DeGrom continuing going forward, and I'd be leaning Mets here. We'll talk about that in a second.
Thunderstorms have to scare you in that game.
Yes, Cincinnati, Washington.
Lose DeGrom.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's a great point, Jim. All right, let's talk about anything
let me
else.
add on that Rangers minus 1.5. I'm going to jump on it. I think Hess gets touched. And if it's a battle of the bats, I'll just trust this Rangers team.
All right, Rangers minus 1.5. Not a great line, though. The best line will be plus 116 at Pinnacle. Texas run line, plus 116. You want that one?
Yeah, these are very high team totals. I just don't think Orioles can deliver. Rostradamus says, yes, I want that one. Rostradamus says Marco should deliver M's a win today. I love Marco Gonzalez. Dave LA says Mets first 5 seem to be just a nonstop boon for gamblers is the Mets first 5 with DeGrom on the mound.
Yeah, it definitely does. Let me see what that. I mean, it's up there. Minus 160, minus 160.
Kevin K says Mets don't be concerned about the weather. You know what? I'll take a closer look at the weather 2 hours before game time. But the weather alone made me not want to make a play on it this morning.
All right, I'm definitely leaning Mets. I guess first 5 at minus 160 might be a little bit better than the old first 5 team total under for Atlanta, 1.5 minus 114. DeGrom's probably gonna have another good game, isn't he? Why not?
Storms.
Sanchez slumping a little bit.
Sanchez looks susceptible. There's no question. If it's a nice night, then he's going to deliver. Andy Blue says, forget about his size. Shout out to Andy Blue. Remember
Shout out to Andy
his
Blue,
lock
yes.
of the month
yesterday. What was it again?
Was the Braves, taking the Braves
That's
over
right.
Vargas.
And we did. We had, because I had the first 5 over and score in the first yes.
Okay,
so I had 3 winners and
I
one.
had the first 5 team total over for the Braves and the full game over 4.5, which I thought I was going to easily get. And then only 4.
Shout out to Andy Blue 25. Huge shout out to Andy Blue 25. Yeah, I wound up doing well with that one just because I took 2 other plays early. All right, you know what? I'm going to take the Mets here. I'll take the Mets here. First, I'll start off minus 1. I do think DeGrom's going to have a good start. I'm going to get a small underdog line here for the Mets at minus 1. The money line, the best
to help you, to give you comfort. My man Ulysses Hayes Peanut says it's supposed to thunderstorm here in Jersey, but it doesn't do that in Queens.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see. I'm going to take it. I'm a believer in DeGrom right now. Best money line. I don't like the fact that the line is moving in against me, but the best money line is minus 141, and the best run line is a market line at plus 165. So that's a small underdog line there for the Mets. Also leaning Mets first 5 as well, and I guess leaning maybe Atlanta first 5 team total under 1.5. What else do you want to get to, Jim?
Melee Palace Way says this will be DeGrom's 5th start versus Atlanta, and he hasn't allowed more than 1 run in any start. Melee Palace Way is on Atlanta first 5 team total under. Andy Blue is big on the under 7 in that Mets game. And Young Vaughn, my man Young Vaughn says Dodgers will win tonight. I believe in it. And Oakland, he's on Oakland as well.
Thank you so much to all those commenters. That will put me on Atlanta first 5 team total under. I'll take it 114. I will take that one. Atlanta first 5 innings team total under 1.5 minus 114. That's the current line at Pinnacle. What were you going to point to, Jim?
Not applicable says you have a personalized license plate that says Ass Man. I mean, not applicable must not know that my friend Pete here never driven a car.
Yes,
so.
Never driven a car, but I do love asses, especially the exaggerated pear kind. All right, let's go.
That was well put.
EP, baby, exaggerated pear. You know what I'm saying? You know what that is, right? That's like a 38, 32, 60. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. No, 38, 32, 41. No, 38, 32, 63. Some shit like that.
Teddy
All right,
B says Dodgers win tonight. Quote me. J-Ron Lackey, shout out to J-Ron Lackey, told us about the Sparks last night. He certainly did. J-Ron Lackey was heavy on the Sparks.
Ill City, my favorite show, hands down.
Shit. Son.
Pow! My favorite show. You know how hard that is, Jim, to make a show that people say is their favorite show, hands down. You know how many fucking shows are out there? You know people trying to make shows? You know how hard that is, Jim? You know how hard that, look what we did here. No one can take that away from us. They'll try. They'll try. But no one can take that away from us. Pow! Ill City, my favorite show, hands down. Oh, they'll try. But no one can take that away from us. All right, Jimmy the bag.
Susanna says you buying the revenge factor in this Dodgers-Astros series this weekend?
I don't know if I'm buying a revenge factor. I'm just not buying the Astros as I think obviously when Altuve and Correa come back, it's going to be a different story. But and I'm willing to take a big underdog line fading Verlander because he's given up runs and he could be in for a blow up. I don't know about the revenge factor for the series this weekend, but for tonight's game, yes, I'm on the Dodgers.
Oh, and Teddy B is just saying he guarantees he's locking it in. He says locking in the Dodgers. Also, we want to give a shout out to Intertops. Don't want to move on before that. Intertops. There's a link at the bottom of our page. They will give you a 100% bonus up to $500, and click that link. And that the more people click it, maybe the higher ups will notice. You think they'll notice? Oh no, that means they're not gonna notice.
No, I mean, you're a professional comedian, Jim, so you say a lot of things that make people laugh. It's not necessarily what you might think. All right, so let's see. Someone just suggested that the wind is blowing out at Citi Field, and that might be good for the. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Wow. Oh man, I might have made a big mistake here on taking the Atlanta first 5 under, but I just feel like DeGrom is just great. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so I forget it was wind's blowing out pretty strong. Yeah, double digits.
Might have made a big mistake there taking the first 5 innings team total under.
Brandon Cummings says, "What happened to you, Wager? They didn't want anything to do with us anymore."
No, that's not true. That's a joke. That's Jim being a comedian. That's there. Use the promo code NFL 2018. Did you mention that?
I did not.
Okay, the promo code, which because yes, if you don't use the promo code, you will not get it. You know.
Oh shit.
And then you can't just call up later and be like, but I saw it on the show.
The
you got to put the
fucked me.
Actually, no, they probably would. I don't know what they would do, but the promo code to NFL 2018. Easy to remember. NFL as in National Football League 2018. That's the promo code, and the promo code is also listed in the description box below the video. All right, so Jimmy the Bag, we got to keep since we started about 10 minutes late, I think we can add another 10 minutes to the end of this show, right? Why not?
We can add another H, man. Another hour, man. Fuck it.
All right, Jim. My computer's freezing up a little bit here, but what else do we want to talk about here, man? What else do we want to talk about? Other games. The Giolito side. Let's talk about that
Giolito,
one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, look, I mean, I admit I have a slight Dylan Covey problem. I admit I don't have as big of a Giolito problem as you have, Jim, but I admit I have a slight Giolito problem as well, and I'm thinking about taking the White Sox here. That is a big score.
My Giolito problem is serious, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, despise this guy. I remember his start last year against the Rays. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Last year, and I was like, man, this kid's a beast. I listened to his interviews. I'm like, God, this guy could be an ace. Jesus, he's the worst. He's the highest ERA of any qualifying pitcher in the majors.
Yeah. But I admit I have a problem, which is at least a step, and I'm thinking about taking the White Sox again here as a big underdog. Although I would definitely take them -1. Trying to get as much volatility as you can here. Probably like -2 even. It would even be better. But because when Giolito is on, which is like 1 every 8 games, he throws a shutout. So I don't know.
Yeah, and his ERA's come down from 6.7 something to 6.26. I'm not going to go back. If you keep going down the same alley and getting robbed, you stop walking down that alley.
I hear you. I feel you, Jimmy the Bag. But I'm going to take a shot with this big underdog line here, though. Watch it cash. The money line is +175 at UWager, and the alternative run line here is at Bet365. Let's see what this is. White Sox alternative run line plus not that massive, but +325. So that's going to be like that's going to be exactly +250.
Andy Blue says worst pitcher around, saw him a lot for the Nats last year. The straightest fastball ever.
All right, well, I'm taking him. I might hedge this out with the Tampa Bay first 5 team total over as well, although it will be at 250. And maybe I'll take a shot with it. It's just this is one of those games where I would normally be taking the White second half, but a lot of times these big dogs, when they do come back and win in the second half, they usually come back and win by the run line also, especially if it's on the road. So usually I wind up finding that I should have just taken them. If I'm going to take an underdog like this at +115 on the second half, I'm usually better off just taking the underdog -1 as a huge underdog. And that's going to be it. My White Sox -1. I am taking a shot with that one, and would also have a lean to Tampa Bay first 5 team total over to hit Giolito 2.5 -103. Jim.
Respect Chip Plylar. We love you, man. Ulysses Hayes says, fade the White Sox. I'm telling you guys. Justin Searcy says, watch Pete win this. Well, my man Robbie Tops, let's give a shout out to Robbie Tops, says, I just left work early to listen to you guys.
Oh,
make
hell
it pay.
yeah.
But he says, make it pay.
Make it
pay.
There you go. That's the second part of that comment. That's a little bit tough. Let me see. All right. What do we have going on here, Jim?
Well, I'm going to stay away from that game. I'm quite uncomfortable. I'm not entirely sure what Stanek's going to give, but can you give me an idea?
John Garcia says I'm all in on Giolito. Can you read between the lines on that? Is that a sarcastic comment or is that for real?
No, because John Garcia said I'm all in. Remember, Jimmy, I'm all in on it, and I didn't know exactly what he was talking about, but now he says I'm all in on Giolito. It's not that I think that... God, I'm scared. I just feel like I feel like I have a drug addiction and it's just sitting right there waiting for me to grab it.
Anthony L says White Sox aren't very good at baseball. No shit.
Andy Blue says if you win this, you're dank lucky.
Oh,
Dank
yes,
coming back.
Andy
Dank.
Blue, 52-52, using the lingo. Actually, that's lingo from like 15 years ago, I think. Anyway, Darryl Lyle says over in Tampa Bay White Sox. Let me see. All right, what else do we...
Also, Mr. Green, who's our first-time commenter today, says football lock of the day, Derby to beat Reading.
Yes, Derby to beat Reading. Okay.
I wanted to know just a couple things just to help me for my afternoon study. First off, I am interested in this Marlins Philly game, but John Gant? What do you think that John Gant can have a nice? Am I too low on John Gant? Thinking that he could easily get destroyed. And also, when I saw that Cardinals team without Ozuna batting fourth, and I know Ozuna's done nothing until like a week and a half ago, this looks like an easy lineup to pitch to. I know that Carpenter and Molina grind out at bats, and there's something to be said for that. There's something to be said. Molina did yesterday an 11 pitch at bat, which when he had the 11 pitch at bat, I was like, oh man, Sensatella's gonna get hurt, but it didn't. So, but I just see them as such an easy lineup to get to. Is John Gant so susceptible?
Well, in normal situations, if I was on my own ear, I would just pass on this one. But my recommendation for you, Jim, hit up your old friend, Twate Latte, ask him what to do, and whatever he says, that should be 90% of your thought process on this one. If it was and I would do the same thing. It was just up to me, I would pass. There's also been a notable 20-cent line move in favor of Pittsburgh, which is kind of eye-popping. And
Twattie's giving us a Pittsburgh Pirates play of the day next week. He's going to film it.
Really?
Which is really exciting.
That is exciting.
Someone has come in and just said hello, sir, and I'm nobody calls me sir, so it must be you.
Must be you. And it's from China. Okay, hello. Right back at you. I don't know how you translate right back at you.
I don't
into
think that's
Chinese.
a sir though. But you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Right back at you, whoever you are, and we don't have time to go into Google Translate and find out how to say right back at you in Chinese.
I'm guessing that's sexual.
No,
Do you think that's sexual?
Don't take the bait here, Jim. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to make you make fun of the way Chinese people talk.
I'm aroused. I'm just saying I'm aroused. I think that's sexual. And I'm getting aroused.
Okay. In 1985, you know the joke we would make right now, but we're not going to make that joke because it's 2018.
I don't know what joke you speak of, man. I don't know what joke you speak
Tim,
of.
he doesn't even know what the joke is. Whatever the fuck you just said, person from China, thank you so much. Right back at you. Bella B96 says, guys, time is running low. All right,
sorry.
Listen, what else do you want? We do want to get to WNBA. What other?
Just the Richards-Velasquez start. I don't have a play on it. Richards is starting to pitch well, and I remember the start where it all turned around. It was in Colorado, and it really I was in a bad way, and it saved me with the reverse run line. The Marlins took out Colorado, and then Richards pitched very well, and now he's continued to pitch well. He's allowed one run over his last 18 2/3. There was a reason. There's often a reason. I mean, not often. There's a reason why these experts keep these guys in the rotation and don't dump them when they have 7 ERAs.
That is very true.
We have to think. I mean, I'm not going to big up Giolito, but there's got to be a reason why he's still pitching.
Well, sometimes the reason is, especially if you're out of the playoffs, right? Sometimes the reason is we just want to get this guy experience. You know what I mean?
Yes, but Richards is pitching very well. I've never trust Velasquez. Oh no!
What happened?
George says, "Will Lucrative Larry be back today, or is fuckface Freddy going to appear again?"
I'm definitely the wrong. I have a stronger opinion on the Pirates game than I have on the answer to that question. I have no friggin' clue. But yeah, the other thing is that sometimes there are just veterans who get respect and they keep throwing them out there. I know that might be it is true that in some parts of the world, people who do a good job for a long time actually get respect, and that is sometimes something that happens in MLB. You know what I'm saying? Where there'll be like a veteran who's clearly past his prime, but they're throwing him out there anyway. I thought that was what was going on with Bartolo Colon, but it wasn't. Bartolo Colon's actually been okay. But those are two reasons why they might run someone out there who is not necessarily expected to be great. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I like Trevor Richards and the way he's moving forward, and I don't like Velasquez. Although he's pitching fine, he did walk 5 batters last start. I'd rather have, if you're going to back Velasquez, I'd rather have him walking guys and throwing it right down the middle, which was his tendency before, these straight fastballs right down the middle. So I guess Rhys Hoskins hit 8 homers those last 12 games. Marlins are 5-5 against the Phillies. I was very fortunate to hit the Phillies run line yesterday. Do you have any lean on Marlins Phillies just for my afternoon study?
No, not right now. Other than a slight lean to the over, not really right now. But anyway, we will be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time. We'll review everything and all these baseball games except for the Cubs game. We will be able to give a pick on. I'm going to pass on the Cubs game, but let's wrap up MLB, even though there's a bunch of other plays that I would like to be adding on. Before we get to WNBA, let's just quickly review the picks. Once again, I will do this fast, but try to be clear. Jim is on Cubs, team total over. Cleveland, what happened? Oh, no.
Well, the reply says, if you want baseball, one squad will murder and torture the others.
Wait, what did he say? What did he say?
If you want baseball, one squad will murder and torture the others.
All right. Wow. That's a comment that I suggest you go and read from our friend from China here. This is in perfect English. If you want baseball, one squad. Look, I mean, they do. There's a lot of people talk about, like the Germans and the Nazis and all that. No, they are fucking sick motherfuckers in Asia. They will fucking torture you. Here you go. If you want baseball, one squad will murder and torture the others. Dodgers. I would agree with that, Jim.
You got to feel real good about your bet now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel terrified about the future of humanity, but I feel great about my Dodgers bet. All right. Let's see. Here are Jim's picks. Cubs, team total over. Cleveland. Yeah, you have about 15 seconds to get all the laughs out because I'm going to read all the picks here. That's funny as hell. Cubs, team total over. Cleveland, run line. Cincinnati, Washington, over 9.5. Colorado, first half money line. Texas, run line. Arizona, first 5 innings, team total over. And Arizona, full game, team total over. Those are all Jim's official picks. My official picks. White Sox, -1. Mets, -1. Yankees, -1. Yankees, second half money line. Cleveland, -1. Cleveland, first 5 team total over 2.5. Cincinnati, Washington, first 5 over. Dodgers, -1. Atlanta, first 5 innings, team total under 1.5. Yanks, Boston, over 9. And Yanks, Boston, first half over 5. And there's a bunch of other leans that I have. I'm going to give those picks. If I want to convert those, that will have to come in the evening show at 6 o'clock Eastern time. All right, Jim, let's move on to WNBA. There's 3 WNBA games that are going tonight. Obviously, Minnesota. I don't know. King Rail, if you can help us out, or at least me, if you can help me out at all with any opinion on what happened to Minnesota last night and what we might expect from them going forward. If they were going up against a weaker team, I would think Minnesota bounces back. But of course, Seattle's been great. Great blowout of Phoenix in the first game after the All-Star break. And then we also have the Aces against the Mystics, and the Aces also are coming off a loss. And here we are again with the Aces as a big underdog, and it's getting bet up. They opened at 6.5. Now it's up to 7 or 7.5. And I'm thinking that I'm not understanding this one at all. This reminds me of the Aces lines from earlier in the season when the Aces were a big underdog and shouldn't have been. Then the market started correcting, but maybe now, just because they got blasted on their first game back, all of a sudden the market's down on the Aces again. Could Vegas be this? I mean, they shot terribly last game, and they still cleared their team total overs. Why? They shouldn't be getting 7 points here, should they? Or maybe, yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I need definitely more work. I focused on the ball games this morning, Aces, Mystics, but we do have incredible WNBA cappers in the chat. And my best work is listening.
Yeah,
I think I'm down now. I'm minus a unit or something now on the season.
In WNBA, yeah. I guess we can throw the WNBA record up there if you got that one, Johan. Thank you very much. It's not great. I took a loser yesterday in WNBA, but I'm still up a few units on the year. And yeah, Jim is now down a unit or 2. All right. Well, we can bounce back.
Shit.
Yeah, down 2 units. I'm up about 4.5 units. I was up 6.5 units yesterday when I took, I had 2 losing units on Minnesota. But I'm thinking that once again, this has been the story for me all year long in WNBA. Lose, 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 then make it all back and then some on Aces, and usually Aces team total overs. Well, and I'm thinking about doing it again here.
I'll ride with you if that's going to be the play. But let's hear what the experts have said. Tomar says, I'm on Minnesota and Atlanta first quarter. Minnesota, Atlanta, first quarter. They were angry after the last loss, and I think Seattle starts slow off the big win.
Minnesota, Seattle, first quarter, because Atlanta's playing the Sky.
Yes, he's on each team.
Okay.
Okay. I believe, but you might be right. J-Ron Lackey, who had the Sparks last night, says Atlanta dream tonight. Noah Lastark says I would fade the Aces.
Why?
8-hour plane delay. We saw what happened in Dallas when they were delayed. They got hammered. Woo! That's good. That's good stuff.
But it's no, I don't know, man. I understand that there's an 8-hour plane delay.
Oh, King Rail says Aces are tired. Look at Twitter. Yeah, now they all King Rail follows them all. They all follow him. Says they are saying they are sleepy in every tweet. God, this is good stuff, dude.
This is good stuff because I'm looking at this. Aces are off a loss. Look at these team totals for the Aces. First quarter, 20.5. First half, 40.5. All right, listen. I respect what the Aces have to say, and everyone. They probably are tired. And if this one loses, I will take a loss. But at the very least, I gotta take Aces first half team total over at 40.5. Come on, there's still a team that likes to run. Their last game, I don't know what happened, but they had terrible shooting numbers from 3 and 2. Still, they lost the game, but their team total still went over. They're still professional athletes. I'm going to take a shot with the Aces. First half team total over 40.5 minus 114. That's the current line at Pinnacle. And I'm going to quickly check Heritage, see if it's a little bit better there. What are you looking at me, Jim, for? Something funny?
I'm just trying to break all this down. I mean, I don't often hear professional athletes say, I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy.
I mean, you know.
I'd be concerned, man. J-Ron Lackey says Atlanta dream tonight. Reggie says give me Aces. J-Ron Lackey says dream win by double digits tonight. Andy Blue says, did Lynx cover last night? No, they lost by 20.
No, they got blown out. All right, I'm taking the Aces first half team total over 40.5 minus 114. Just one play. If that one loses, I will eat it. Obviously, I don't like all these reports about how they're tired, but this is just such a friggin' low team total. You know, maybe they'll be tired and not play any defense, and they'll score 45 in the first half, and Washington will put up 65, and they get absolutely blown out like the Phoenix game, but still go over their team totals. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
I know what you're saying.
I feel like if this team is tired, it'll come off the defensive end, not the offensive end. They'll still run. They just won't put any effort on defense.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
King Rail says, only play that looks good so far is Storm -6. Red Girl is on the Dream under. Rostradamus says 7-hour delay. Usually not a good thing. Oh, Godmother 87.
Okay.
Storm solo over.
Wow.
Mystics solo over.
Wow. Yes, see, there you go. Because if Vegas is tired, where's that going to come? They're still going to run. They're just going to be like, fuck it. We don't have the energy. No defense.
Well, I have been listening.
Yeah.
And that makes sense to me.
The Washington Mystics team total over. Yes,
What's the
absolutely. It's going to be high though, but understandably so. Washington, it's 87 at Pinnacle, which is high. But again, if the Aces aren't playing any defense, that the WNBA team can get to 87, no problem.
Tomore says Aces are a very young team. They had the All-Star break. Mystics can't defend consistently. I disagree. Lean Aces full game. He says, I think the fatigue angle is overrated right off the All-Star break. We heard Phoenix would be tired at Vegas too. These teams had 10 days off before their last.
Godmother 87 said Washington team total over. All right, I will throw on that one as well. Washington team total over 87 minus 119.
Remember his play of the tournament? Tommy Fleetwood top 20.
Yeah.
Tied for first.
Right. Yes, I know.
Anthony
And I did tail that. Anthony L. Huge shout out. Anthony L. Like normally, if I would share part of the winnings with someone who gives me a tip like that, but you understand, Anthony. It's just a little bit hard to divvy up $2.80. You know what I'm saying? So I thank you so much, Anthony L. If I had a bigger bet size, I would send you a little bit of money, but you want me to send you 40 cents, I will. But I don't know how we can do that. But anyway, PayPal, whatever. Yeah. But all right, I'm taking Mystics team total over 87 minus 119.
David H is joining us. I've told you guys how strong he is. WNBA says Washington points.
Minus the points.
Is the play.
And I think if Washington rolls here, it probably they probably also clear their team total over. All right, we'll get to the WNBA games as well.
Okay, I want the I'm listening. I want the Mystics team total over.
Really? Okay, so Jim's going to take Washington team total over. That is 87 minus 119. 87 minus 119. And then the Atlanta game. What were people talking about that one? Because Atlanta got blasted by Washington in their last game. Chicago's off that big upset win over Dallas. Yet here again, Chicago is a huge underdog, and I was thinking, I don't know, it just seems like the market is why would Chicago be a big dog here? I'm thinking Chicago plus the points. I'm thinking Chicago team total over, and I'm thinking Atlanta team total under.
By the way, Anthony L says your shout out is all I need.
Oh, thank you very much, Anthony. He understands. Divvy up $2.80. Come on. All right, Jimmy the Bag. I was thinking, and also Chicago and Atlanta met twice this year. The first halves were very low scoring, and I was thinking about a shot with the first half under on this one. Any comments? What were people saying about Atlanta and Chicago?
Red Girl was on the under in Atlanta. I remember that. I remember everything Red Girl said.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she says aces under. Disregard the last post.
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
And yes, interestingly, the first half under is significantly less than 50% of the full game under.
Look what Dion Davis parlaying Sky money line and under and aces money line. So Dion Davis very sharp, likes the under and the Sky.
Yeah, I mean, my leans here are Sky team total over, Atlanta team total under, and you know what? I think that I am going to take a shot right now with Atlanta team total under. I'm taking that one. I'm taking Atlanta team total under 88.5. That's the line at Pinnacle. 88.5 minus 112. Atlanta team total under 88.5 minus 112. Leaning Sky getting all those points. Very, very slight lean to a Chicago team total over 80 as well. But leaning under, leaning first half under, and I'm definitely taking Atlanta on the team total under 88.5 minus 112. All right, Jim. Anything else coming in? Any other comments? WNBA comments?
Ulysses says, I think aces full game under. David H says Chicago's on a 2-game winning streak. And Tormor says Sky are a bad team in my opinion. They caught a flat Dallas team. They still can't defend. I'm on Atlanta first quarter. King Rail comes in saying Dream played great at home, but Sky might pull a fever move tonight. Dion Davis says aces is a big dog, always cashes.
Q Peso likes Dream first quarter. All right, I guess that's it. Do you want anything else you want to add on for WNBA before we quickly move on?
No, I'll do that work in the afternoon.
All right, yes, we will again review WNBA, of course, in the 6 o'clock show. Let's just quickly move to what is it, CFL, and the Owls, a huge home dog. Have any opinions as yet, Jim?
Well, yeah, my opinion is I don't want the joy I get fading Johnny football to get in the way of my capping. I see it being very difficult to. Now, I love the Montreal offensive coordinator. He was BC Lions offensive coordinator for 4 years. He was our quarterback, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. But it's very difficult to be able to break down a team's full playlist in 13 days. And, if Johnny Football has turned a corner and he's now, all in studying the playbook, which I expect him to be. Maybe that's different, but if you're watching this line movement, I mean, it's just coming in on the Tiger Cats. And the Tiger Cats are not looking good. I believe, I don't have the notes now. I'm going to study this in the afternoon, but I believe, can I see my, I've been looking at shit records.
Let's throw the CFL record up. I want to throw this one up there because, as you can see, I am down 0.1% ROI. After a 10-0 start, I am 3-12 in my last 15 CFL plays. Jimmy the Bag, though, nice little solid record there in CFL, up a couple of units, up a couple of double-digit percents in ROI. Very nicely done, Jimmy the Bag. This one, I don't know. I mean, Montreal, Hamilton, though, 3 straight-up losses as a big favorite of at least 6 points each time. That is some pretty serious overvaluation there.
Yes, there's no doubt about it.
Oh no, what happened? Oh no. What happened?
20.
What did he say? Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Twate latte.
That's the meanest thing Twatty's done because he knows we don't get it.
Yes, he knows we don't get it.
Other guys don't put money in because they think we might get it, but Twatty knows.
Twate latte.
He knows we don't get it.
Yes, the higher-ups of SBR and the YouTube stockholders, thank you for that $2.80 you just hooked us up with.
Okay, King Rail says, is Johnny starting? Yes, Johnny is starting today. Let's see. Red Girl likes Hamilton under 50.5. That's a very interesting play. What's the line movement being on the total?
For what?
For the CFL game.
For the CFL game. Line movement on the total. Not much. Open to 50. Right now around 50. Bookmaker and Heritage at 50.5.
Very interesting play there. Speaking of this so we're before we 40 minutes left, we're talking about this Alouette defense, and we're talking about that Hamilton not being able to score. They just put up 15 points last game. Well, we saw what offenses have done to this Alouette defense. We saw Edmonton, what did they put up, mid-40s? And then I was certain against a real defense. Now, real defense might be a little harsh, but I was certain against a Rough Rider defense. I was certain that the Eskimos would go back to their old offensive ways from earlier in the year when they were average. Remember, they had 2 games where they averaged 15.5 points. I think this Alouette defense has the ability to make the Ticats offense look very good. Mazzoli knows he won the job over Johnny Manziel. He knows, and he's got something to prove. You know, if everyone talking about Johnny Manziel having something to prove, Mazzoli has something to prove. Let's see here. A dog pick of the day. Yeah, not a lot. Coco Bongo is with Red Girl on the under 50 for the Montreal game. Ace Farmer says CFL looks like a good style for John football. No doubt about it.
Definitely.
No doubt about it.
I said that as soon when he was in college. I said that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, you know, if Mike Riley, who put up 26 points last night, he's leading the CFL in offensive yards. He's on target to get about, off the top of my head, like 6,200 yards or something like that, and that'll be third in CFL history, but still 600 yards off of the great Doug Flutie. And Doug Flutie and Johnny Football, they have a lot of similarities with some of the things they can do. Now, very different character-wise, obviously, but what they can do. Let's see. Kobe says Manziel might be made for the CFL. Just run around and throw to open people. Remember, it's a passing league.
Sure, definitely.
Wow. So people backing Red Girl. Melee Palace Way says leaning under 50. Not applicable says I agree with that under 50. Not applicable says Hamilton a lean. Interesting. And then Ulysses saying Toronto Leafs going to make a statement this year in the NHL. Well, they're going to be overbet in every situation. So it'll be difficult to find value on the Leafs, I guess, unless you think they're going to win the Stanley Cup. To me, you know, it's like the Cowboys in the NFL. Interesting. Okay, well, and Wally George says, can CFL games end in a tie? Of course they can.
Yes,
it's
definitely.
the CFL, baby.
It's rare, but it does happen.
We're
It
a
definitely
friendly
happens,
nation.
Yes.
We're a friendly nation. We love ties. We apologize too much. We love ties, and we respect the Rouge.
All right, so that wraps it up for today's show. Once again, we already reviewed all the MLB plays in WNBA. Jim has no play on CFL as of right now, right?
No play yet.
Okay,
We'll have one.
Jim has what does he have? Washington team total over 87 in a WNBA, and that is it. And I have Atlanta team total under 82.5 in WNBA. Washington team total over 87, and the Aces first half team total over 40.5 minus 114. Even though they are tired, and I do think that matters. I'm going to take it just because it's such a low total. Anything final words, Jim?
Brandon Cummings, hopefully I win my 16 parlay and I'll be up 80 units in 2 days. That will be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Man, God, I need some units and might get them if the A's can move up and win this division, but that's still a long shot. Quality Latte says, great job, guys. You guys mean the world to Pete and I. Thank you so much for being here, giving us all these great insights. Finding out about that plane delay is so incredible. These guys are just such wonderful cappers, and so we just have so much love for you guys. Thank you for watching.
All right, thanks so much. We'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern Time.